Hi, my name is John Jakubowski. Happy month of September. This month we have a special edition because we have a very special guest that we'd like to introduce to you. County parties really are built on the backbone of their volunteers. It depends upon the goodwill, the service, and the passion of those people that are all a part of our county. We couldn't do it without these volunteers. And we have one such volunteer named Betty Woods who's with us today, and we wanted to highlight her, especially now as she's retiring out of her Central Committee position. And we thought her years of service and her sacrifice were not only worth celebrating, but worth demonstrating to all of you. So Betty, thank you for taking time to be on our monthly newsletter.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here with you, John.
Betty, can you tell us a little bit about your entrance into the county party and how long you've been a part of the Wood County Republican Party?
Well, I can't remember how long, but it's been a long time. I think we moved here in 1964, and that's when it started. I actually received my citizenship in Ann Arbor. I'm a Canadian by birth and American by choice. And after 5 years living in Boston, going to school and working, and I'm a retired nurse, I did a lot of reading, and I think living in Boston may have had something to do with my becoming a Republican.
I love it. So you said Canadian by birth, American by choice, and Republican through education.
Education, probably, and having landed in Rossford and getting to know the Bruns. Some of you will remember Mr. and Mrs. Bruns from the Bruns Greenhouse. They more or less adopted me, and it was just fun going out there and stuffing envelopes. And one day, Mr. Del Latta arrived, and I met my first honest-to-goodness congressman. And met him many times later at dinners and what have you. And that was the start. And I don't really consider that I did much sacrifice. I like people, and I met a lot of very interesting people, both interested in their being a Republican and working. Probably harder and longer than I did because they were longtime Wood County residents. And we go to dinners with the Bruns and I'm hesitant to mention names because there's a lot of people that I really enjoyed knowing over a long period of time. Became a member of the Wood County Republican Women, which at that time was the largest in the state of Ohio.
Really?
And I cannot remember the exact number, but there were 200 or 300 anyway at that time. And along came the Northern Wood County Republican Organization, of which I was a member, and that was a large group. And it's just in working at the polls, you meet so many people, and so many different people. That's the fun.
Yeah, well, I can say it's been a pleasure getting to know you and meet you, and I think what Betty says is absolutely true. It doesn't feel like a sacrifice when you get to meet so many great people, as you mentioned, and you're one of those great people, and we're going to miss you tremendously. The backbone of our party really is volunteers like you who step out and do the things that seem boring, stuffing mailers and going to events, but there you were doing it. And I just have to say Wood County's been successful largely not just because of the great leaders that we have that represent us, like Del Latta and now his son Bob Latta serving us in Congress, but many of the backbone of volunteers that are part of our clubs, like Betty, who are invested into the work to advance the timeless ideals of faith, family, and freedom, which are part of our Republican Party platform. Betty, thank you so much for all of your years of volunteers. Yes, you have one more point?
One more point.
Yeah.
I'd like some of the things that I do miss, and I'm sure some of the candidates will laugh when they hear this, but I think one of the things that we're missing now is getting together and doing that job of stuffing envelopes for everybody in the county. We got to work together maybe 3 or 4 hours, people going and coming, and we've been fortunate to have really wonderful elected people who worked with us. And I would like to say just a word or two about the current Republican Women's Organization.
Sure, absolutely.
We're have been organized, and our membership is increasing, and we do a lot of things. And education is an important thing if you're going to be an active voter, and it's good to know both sides of the story.
Sure.
In anything that's being put on the ballot.
Well, that's wonderful advice from one of our legends here in Betty Woods. Get engaged and invested in a club, and I mean that. You've been tremendous for us. We're blessed by you, thankful for you. And please plug in, connect, and follow Betty's example. She's one of the reasons why we've been successful, and I believe we have a lot of people that, like her, want Wood County to continue remaining successful. Well, thanks so much for your support. We look forward to the next month and wishing you a wonderful month of September. And don't forget to celebrate Constitution Day on September 17th. Goodbye.